In this video, we're going to make these tiki sculptures using found wood from Honolulu while sailing on the Star Princess in the Pacific Ocean. Hello everybody, Jimmy from Stuart Arts, but today I'm not at Stuart Arts. I am about 800 miles off the coast of Los Angeles, and we are just wrapping up a 15-day Hawaiian Islands cruise here on the Star Princess. So it's about 72 degrees. We are in about 5,000 feet of water right now, and boy is it windy. We're into a 31-knot headwind, so got 3 or 4 days at sea here, and I gotta be honest with you, I want to make something. So while I was on the islands, I looked around for some raw material. We're going to do some fine woodworking today on the Star Princess. While touring the islands, I was very much taken by Polynesian art, and in particular the various tiki sculptures, statues, and souvenirs that you see everywhere. So I thought I'd try to go for something like this guy here. Here's the tools that I was able to pull together for this project. On the right here is a Craftsman Schrade penknife that was left to me by my Uncle Howard, who passed a couple of years ago. And on the left, this little Pakistan keychain knife. It's got a good stout and sharp blade, and I think that'll be really good for doing the carving. And seems to be reasonably well made, so I think it'll serve me well. I've got this little fingernail thing. Do me a favor, don't say anything to the wife, thank you. And I think that's about a 220 grit just by eyeballing it. The other side is a slightly finer grit, so we should be able to really get a nice finish. I've got this eraser and some toothpicks, and what that'll be, if I decide to do some top coating or decorating with paint, I can use this to dry, a drying rack. Here's the material I have in stock here at sea. While we were walking around on the islands, I kept my eye out for any nice little pieces of wood on the ground under trees and whatnot. I was hoping to get something a couple of inches in diameter, but anything that size tended to be like 3 or 4 feet long, so I wasn't going to be bringing that on the ship here. But I did find these little sticks here. There may be, 7/8 of an inch in diameter, thereabouts, and the wood is quite strong. I couldn't break this in half with my hands, and this bark is really pretty leathery. And it's a nice dark color, and the wood underneath is a much lighter color, so I think it'll make a nice contrast. The plan is to cut something between here and here. It's a relatively clean piece right in there. Like my dust collection system, the wind is really whipping up here, so every little thing I cut just blows away. And this Pakistani knife is actually doing okay. It's not a bad little piece of blade here, and it's fairly strong, so I feel like I can really get after this. It's taken me some 15 minutes to cut this little branch off of here and do something that my bandsaw would have done in less than a second. And let's see if we can, and there we go. All right. You can see that the face is taking shape here. This is the nose here, and boy, I've got to be so careful when I'm doing this. I'm kind of scraping out the dark part of the bark. So his mouth is going to go right in here, and these are going to be his 2 eyes right here. And it's coming along pretty good. Just kind of defining the eyes here. This is tedious business. This bark can be a little chippy, and so you got to just take really delicate little cuts on it. Otherwise, I'm likely to pull a chunk of wood out of there that I don't want out. I'll tell you what's dicey with this is, like, sometimes to get the cut, you got to switch hands. So I have to go with this, like this little piece I'm doing on this eyeball here. I have to switch over to my left hand. Boy, that, like, I can just feel the synapses realigning inside my brain. So there's the right eye, and we'll go over and work on the left eye now. I'm kind of amazed that I got those eyes done with without screwing it up. And on the mouth, it switched over to the Craftsman knife because it has more of a curved blade. The smaller blade is a little better to get into this small area here. Well, I'm finished with the rough carving here. I dare not take another swipe with this knife for fear that I'll cut the whole thing in half. So I'm going to go ahead and separate this from the little handle there and take it in and do some finishing. Got to go to the paint locker and see what I can do to add to this. Oh, what do we have here? Let's see. All right, well, looked at these paints here, and this is Give Me a Break. I kind of like that a little bit. This is Hello Hawaii. Well, this is from Hawaii, so I think this is an appropriate color to use as well. Yeah, it's going on nice. It'll add a nice little highlight to this and make his eyes really pop out.
Jim?
Yeah?
Have you seen my nail polish? I can't find any of it.
Ooh. Well, it's all done. I painted it here, added some nice colors to it, and even top coated it. I didn't have any lacquer on hand, so but who needs that when you have long wearing nail enamel? So that one's done, and off camera I did another one here, and this guy, he's kind of a cyclops. Well, this project is complete, and so ends this episode of Fine Woodworking on a Sea Cruise. So, Karen, do you want one of these?
Yeah.
Okay, well, come and pick out the one you want, okay?
Thank you.
Hey!